Into Burnie. Over there, you can see the outside of West Park, which is the home of the local football team, the Burnie Dockers. If you look to your left on the screen there, you can see there's a fairly substantial but low fence. And that's there for a reason. On the other side of the fence, the Penguin Rookery area. It's quite a substantial piece of coastline that the people of Burnie have taken to heart. We'll have a look up further at the work that's been done by the uni to increase the area where they can come and nest. Things have been a bit odd with penguins, odd winters. They're quite warm, so they've still continued to nest all year, although I believe this winter they've all gone back out to sea. But we'll see when we get a bit closer. A little bit further along now, you can see that the coastal scrub is still there. So we head along what used to be a train line, but is now a walking path all the way out to Wynyard. It's about 20 k's away, I guess, which is about, 12 mile, maybe. I don't know. We changed over to metric in 74. And while I learned up till then about the imperial system, I have forgotten a lot of it. You can see here, there's some pruning work going on to open up the area for the penguins. A little bit further on, we might see a penguin shelter that was built that did its job well. But we're now going for a more, I suppose, natural look with the penguin planning. And you can see the sign there says front parking only. That's so that we don't get any toxic fumes from the exhaust blowing in on our wee penguins, or little penguins as they're called now. When I was a young fella, they used to be called fairy penguins, but for some reason they changed it to little penguins. I have no idea why, but we call them little penguins now, and you can see how seriously it's taken. And people are prosecuted should they take their hound over the fence. Go from the ex-railway path. You can see we've got the Burnie campus of the University of Tasmania over there. We'll work our way around to their coffee shop a little bit later. Now, as we move on, coming to the back end of the UTAS, as they call it, car park. And we're about to see some of the new rookery areas that have been built for the penguins. I haven't come across the concrete pads that they used to use, but we'll find those. You can see here it's nice open areas for them to scoot across. And just at the moment, when we get up here, there is a tunnel there, but it's got a piece of timber across it to keep them out at the moment, because there's not a lot of penguining going on, so to speak. But on the other side of the tunnel, you can see there, comes out, and then there's a line of stones and whatnot up there. And that line of stones up there has crevices and areas underneath it, and the penguins go in there and lay their eggs. It's more natural, but I'll show you the concrete ones which serve the same purpose. We've got another row of the rocks along there as well, as you can see. Behind, you can see UTAS, and in the foreground is all the stones ready to go. There's a closer look at it for you. Okay, so here we are again, the back of UTAS, and you can see the line of stones there. Let me zoom in. There you go. And you can see the little shadowy spots underneath and the places for them to get in under and lay their eggs and incubate. On the other side of the path, we have the old school ones. The tunnels are still blocked off. I believe this spring is when they're going to open them up. If you look over there, you can see the concrete hillocks. They're basically just hollow domes, well, elongated domes, to hole at one end for the penguins to drop their eggs in, which they have quite successfully done for quite a while. Let's go a lot further along here, a little bit further, and we can see there's another one there. There it is, just coming into shot. If you look there, you can see that's what the old housing was used for. It's quite efficient. The other side looks far more penguin friendly, really, when you think about it. Far more natural. So if you see there's the opening to the old-fashioned penguin habitat that was put there for the rookeries. There's a lot of muck and whatnot on the front end of it. If we look over a little bit further, you can see the white smear on that black stone. That's penguin droppings. And there's another one, other rookery nest behind it. Equally, when they were getting ready to open the pathways for the penguins to the new site, they had these pallets they covered and left a little hole in the side there, and penguins used to, probably still do, dive in under there to lay eggs and whatnot. Life always finds a way. If we turn around and walk to the other side of the path, we find ourselves arriving at home of the little penguin. It's an observation centre and habitat, the habitat we've seen. The observation centre, it's daytime, so you couldn't see them anyway. But it's nice for tourists and whatnot. And at night you can see through these loopholes and spot the penguins as they come in. So I recommend it if you're in the area to come down one night, particularly between September and March. You can actually see them jumping out of the ocean and leaping across the rocks. You just zoom it in. And at low tide, it can be quite a walk. High tide, it can be a bit dangerous with the waves bashing into the rocks, but they bounce through and seem to come in happy enough.